Hey footy fans, I'm Finny. This is FootyFin, my new YouTube channel, discussing all things NRL and occasionally other sports and other matters. Did you like my new theme song there? We'll hear more about that later. Listen, what I want to talk about today is the Panthers. The Panthers have featured in the last 3 NRL Grand Finals. They went down to a far more experienced Melbourne Storm outfit in what was a one-way battle until the final 20 minutes, and then it became a cliffhanger in the final seconds. And then they went on to beat the South Sydney Rabbitohs in 2021, and they took out the 2022 title and grand final comfortably with a win over the Parramatta Eels. Now, much has been said and written about the Panthers, and they even had a lovely documentary featured on Channel 9 last Friday night after their loss to the Broncos, and that documentary covered their 2022 finals campaign in a bid to go back-to-back. Look, the big question is, have the Panthers had their day? Concerning signs, with an opening round loss at home, their fortress, to the Brisbane Broncos. Now, it was only a 1-point loss, and I'm not one to get carried away on the back of one result, but I think they're destined for the bottom of the table this season. No, that's not the case. I don't think they're destined for the bottom of the table. However, personally, I wouldn't rate them as favourites to take out the title and to be the first team to do a three-peat since Parramatta 40 years ago, exactly. Why is this? Well, if you look at their 2021 grand final winning team, of the starting 13, and in fact the full squad of 17 who took the field, at least 6 players from that 17 have moved on. That's more than a third of the team. So initially for the 2022 season, we had the loss of Luke Burton to the Bulldogs and Kurt Capewell to the Broncos. Now, both of them are Origin players and obviously premiership winners from 2021. From that team, they've also lost Paul Momirovski. Where did he go again? He popped up in the NRL sometime last year. Somebody answer that, hit me up in the comments. And they've also lost Tyron May, who's now playing in the Super League with the Catalan Dragons. But probably even more damaging is the loss since the 2022 grand final of Viliami Kikau and Api Coruscant. So Viliami's moved on to the Bulldogs, and we'll talk more about that in another post. Plenty to say there as to what's going on at the Doggies. And Api Coruscant has moved over to the inner west, to the West Tigers, and more on the perpetual struggles of the Tigers another time. Look, I really think those two are particularly huge losses to the Panthers. As to Viliami Kikau, I would put him in the top 3 to 5 of their players from the past couple of seasons, possibly the top 3. I would rate him their most damaging forward. Damaging, not necessarily their best forward, but their most damaging forward, and probably their most damaging player. And I really feel that his impacts out on that left edge were massive. He's a great line breaker. I mean, with all due respect to Viliami, he's a very skilled athlete, but at times he just looked like one of those slightly overgrown, awkward kids that might have been a year ahead of everyone he was playing against. And he would just run over and run through the defensive line time after time. But what he also did is he distracted a lot of defenders, even when he didn't end up with the ball. And look, in my personal view, he made Jerome Luai look better than he actually is. And that's not to take anything away from Jerome Luai and what he's achieved. But I really feel that he took a lot of heat off Jerome and he distracted a lot of defenders, did Viliami, and they're really going to miss him. Also, Api Coruscant, an amazing, skilled, strategic, deft, sly little dummy half runner. Great read of the game, just some lovely subtle little touches. So look, as I say, when we look back at the 2021 Panthers winning team, they've lost more than a third of that squad. And I know that everyone talks about their great development system, their great juniors program. They've had huge success 2022 across all the grades. But can an up-and-coming, 21-year-old, 19-year-old replace Viliami Kikau and Api Coruscant? No. Can they replace a couple of Origin players in Burton and Capewell in a short space of time? No, I'm sorry, they can't. No matter how good your juniors are and how much success you've had across all grades, I really don't think they're going to be replacing those calibre of players in a short space of time. I might get proven wrong, but what I'm saying is, compared to the past couple of grand finals, the Panthers have lost some of their claw power. Wow. The Panthers have claws? I'm pretty sure they do. I thought about what was the metaphor I could use. Have they lost their bite? I think Panthers bite. They've got teeth, right? But look, if they were lions, I'd certainly use the metaphor they've lost their bite. But I'm going to go with they've lost their claw. I think Panthers have got a pretty lethal scratch with their claw. Now, I don't know how many claws. Are they claws or talons? I think talons are more on eagles. But I don't know how many claws are on a Panther's paw. This is one for the train spotters out there to do some research, get back to me, hit me up in the comments. I don't even know how many claws are on a given paw. I'm guessing there's 3, or is there 4? So let's say there's 3. 3 on each of the 2 front paws. I'm going to say that the Panthers have lost one of those, right? Compared to the 2021 and 22 winning premiership teams. If Panthers have 4 claws, I'm going to say they've lost 2 of those. Anyway, my point is they've lost some amazing players, premiership winning players, international players. Kikau and Coruscant, of course, both have featured for Fiji in Rugby League World Cups and done very well. Fiji making the semi-finals of the last instalment, was that 2017? So I'm not tipping the Panthers to win this. It's not panic stations yet, and we're only 1 round in, but also, that reminds me, keep this in mind. If you look at players like Luai and To'o and Crichton and Leniu, Spencer Leniu, or is it Moses Leota? No, I think it's Liu. Those 4 players featured for Samoa in the last Rugby League World Cup at the end of last year. And they made the final, and fair play to them. They did very well. Sadly, for the game, they were quite easily defeated by the Kangaroos, the Australian Kangaroos in the final. So those 4 guys have lost that game. They've then lost a few weeks ago the World Club Challenge to St Helens at home at Penrith. And now they've lost the opening round game to the Brisbane Broncos, again at home at Penrith, in what was previously a real fortress for them. They've lost to the Broncos, who didn't even make the 8 in the end last year. So put yourself into the mindset of those players. In fact, the whole Penrith team who've lost the World Club Challenge and now to the Broncos, but add in the 4 Samoan international lads who also have lost the Rugby League World Cup late last year to the Kangaroos. So 3 big losses on the trot in crunch games. Put yourself into their mindset. and I would suggest that confidence is down. We'll see how they bounce back this weekend and beyond. I mean, I think they'll still finish in the top 4 from the regular season, more than likely, barring any major injuries. But I'm saying they've lost a bit of claw power. Holy shit, I've gone over 10 minutes already. Thanks for watching this far. I'm Finny. Thanks to all my mates and footy fans. This is unrehearsed. It's low tech, lo-fi, just for footy fans, by a footy fan. I'm FootyFin. Thanks for watching my channel. Hit me up, like, subscribe, donate, comment, etc. Love you all. See ya. Bye.